Hello everyone. It is me, Whimsy, your favorite Whimsy, here to talk about last night's meditation. I have a lot to share. I'm very excited about last night's meditation, so if anybody needs to make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something a little stiffer, I would totally understand if you pause this video, get yourself something stiff to drink, because we got some interesting holes to fill today. Now, in the last remote that I shared with you, the last meditation I shared with you, it talked about how the Trump organization appeared to be some kind of money laundering scheme, and that the whole entire thing was a mirage. So it's interesting, last night when I did a meditation, my attention went towards Kushner and Kushner's businesses. And it was the first time during a meditation where I really started to feel genuine fear for Kushner. Like, excuse me, it was like a feeling like, wow, this guy is genuinely in a lot of trouble. But at the same time, I'll go into the full remote. I have a lot more compassion for the people who are legitimate investors. There are people that are honest people, and they invested in the Trump organization, they invested in the Kushner organization, and those are the people, the lied to, the people that trusted these investments. They trusted that the people that they were going into business were not con artists, and unfortunately we could be seeing people losing a lot of money. So last night, as I focused on the Kushner business and the money that was going to prop up his businesses, specifically the large purchase 666 in Manhattan, I began to again focus on the money streams that the feds are investigating. These are laundered money schemes where money is entering the country and money is being hidden. Laundered money is being hidden to prop up both the Trump organization and the Kushner organizations. And as I had said about a previous meditation I did, it looks like what the feds are trying to do is to cut off the money stream. They're actually trying to cut the money stream, whether it's being transferred in cryptocurrency or siphoned off legitimate businesses by countries. Go-betweens, people who work as go-betweens to get the money to the Trump organization and the Kushner organization. That is the focus. That is one aspect of the focus of the feds, not just with the Kushner and not just with Donald Trump, but with money laundering schemes and dark money as a whole. The main focus of the feds has been to cut off the stream. So if your business is being propped up by people bribing you, by loans from foreign governments, by money laundering, and then that stream gets cut off, theoretically your businesses would fold, they would collapse, because the true source of income has been taken out by the feds. That is where I'm pretty sure we're headed with all of this. So a second investigation is now going on that involves the Trump inauguration. We know that Ivanka Trump was signing certain documents, and she helped oversee people staying at the Trump Hotel. This could be why I saw her having to answer questions regarding a signature. If you look at the former meditations I've done, it's interesting. It's an interesting conversation that we can have, those of us who meditate and go into the collective conscious. One of the purposes of this channel is to be a living channel where we co-create it. So if other people are picking up similar stuff in their meditative state, I'd love to hear it. But I think what we're looking at is that when Cohen got raided, a lot of stuff was taken, including information about the inauguration, and then stuff was handed by Robert Mueller over to the feds. If it didn't directly involve the Russia scandal, he just handed things over to the feds. So what the feds did is that they then uncovered all these money laundering schemes that they are then trying to cut off the stream of. But as I mentioned in a previous meditation, what I got the impression of was that Michael Cohen was also agreeing to show additional information about offshore money and offshore laundering and bribes, money coming offshore. Because in the vision I had, and visions can be symbolic, they can be literal, but in the vision I had when I meditated on Michael Cohen speaking to the special counsel, I heard the special counsel ask about additional documentation that was not seized in the raid regarding foreign business accounts. And in the vision, I heard Michael Cohen say, yes, I can get those for you. So not only did Cohen hand over or cooperate with what was seized at his offices, but it looks like he's cooperating with just willingly handing over documents about this these foreign laundering schemes. So now we have the second investigation coming up. It's a subpoena regarding the actual inauguration. So we'll see how, if that is what I saw regarding the deposition with Ivanka and why it had something to do with Cohen. If that's the case, then things are starting to be weaved together in really interesting ways. And if it's true that the Trump and the Kushner organizations are being propped up with dirty money, and that the feds intend on shutting down those income streams, then we're looking at, theoretically, the entire Trump organization and the Kushner organization being belly up bankrupt relatively soon. And if that happens, legitimate investors, people that trusted that they were getting involved in real business, will probably lose their money when the feds go in and when the IRS goes in. And again, based on what I'm seeing in the meditations, that seems to be the direction that this investigation is going in. Find the money, seize the assets, close the accounts, block the money flow, bankrupt the companies that are operating as money laundering schemes, and then have the IRS or the feds seize the property, and then years of litigation as legitimate investors try to retrieve whatever money they can. I think that's where we're headed. So, my heart goes out to innocent people that got involved and with any of these schemes, and then it's like a Ponzi scheme. It's all going to go belly up and they're going to lose everything. So, I just feel tremendous compassion for those people. If we are right, if the meditation I saw is accurate, then a lot of good people are going to lose money, and they're going to have to just one individual lawsuit after another against the Kushner organization and against the Trump organization as they attempt to get some of their money back. So that was last night's meditation, and it helps us see where this investigation is headed and how the feds are doing it. And it boggles my mind that it's gotten to this point and people in DC are still defending this president with several open federal investigations, state investigations, etc. So people had asked me if I would throw on Kushner, and people asked me if I would throw on Pence. I think I'm going to do both because we have a little time today. So the first throw I want to do is just Kushner and his businesses and a potential indictment. And did he cooperate with the feds at all? Because, gosh, if he didn't, with a lawyer like Abby Lowe defending him, he made a big mistake because he is in so much legal trouble. Let us just take a look. Mr. Kushner, how are you doing? You gonna be okay? Are your investors gonna be okay? That's what we're more worried about. We wanna know that the investors are gonna be okay. Just have to hope. Somebody had said that my cabinets in my kitchen, because they don't close them, because I don't have the energy or time to sand them down, that every time they look at my cabinets, they think of the movie The Poltergeist, which I thought was pretty funny. It doesn't bother me, quite honestly. It's one of those things that is sitting in the back of my mind, but I just don't care that my cabinets don't close. It's not of major importance to me because of the type of personality I have. I don't know. But as long as Flopsy is happy, we're happy. Let's take a look and let's see what we got on Kushner. My mother used to say, "You're a good girl, but you're awfully messy," and yeah, that's very true. Okay, going it alone, research, hermit, scholarship, finding the light, right? Locked out too, right? In the snow, in cloth shoes, looking for the light. This is kind of an interesting card. I've spent a lot of time studying this card. Now I always think of it as a scholarship card too, because he's seeking the light or he's seeking something. And it's interesting because in the wintertime people would have that be the time of education because they couldn't do their crops. And so instead they would study, they would learn, they would spend the winter months becoming educated, and then in the summer they would go and harvest. So it's kind of interesting. I think about those things when I look at the Hermit card. Justice, I think of the court coming in, the law coming in. Where we are at right now, or where he's at, defending possibly multiple attacks. Seven of Wands, defending his space, territory, land, issue, agenda. What's over him? Wheel of Fortune, the karma's coming to an end. So whatever he put out karmically, it's coming to an end. It's coming to, I really think something's not good. Oh, loss of money. His concern at this point is a loss of money. And how he harvests his money. Seven of Pentacles is straight above him. What sits below him? Loss of romance. Ace of Cups. The wedding cup has been turned over. The party is over. Time to go home, everyone. What sits in the past? The World card coming to an end. This is not looking good, folks. Action, reaction. Get your wish, Nine of Cups inverted. This is a little bit of a glimmer of hope here regarding loss of money. Where he's at right now, fresh beginnings, new beginnings. What is around him? Squabbling and petty fights amongst people around him. Hopes and fears, the law, the police, the authorities, King of Swords, can also be Robert Mueller, a man of justice, military men, police, authorities. Final outcome, the star card's inverted. If star in Hebrew means mazel, mazel tov, mazel tov. Mazel tov means good stars. Not in this case. Anger, vindictiveness regarding money is the clarification. The Tower is the outcome. The head is chopped off. The Hierophant. Bad. This wouldn't be bad if there were some nice cups around it, but with an inverted Tower and an inverted High Priestess, vindictiveness, frustration. The fact that the inverted Hierophant is over an inverted star card, I couldn't interpret this in a positive way. So I would have a hard time reading Kushner's cards as positive. It looks to me he's starting a new road, things are new for him with that Page of Wands, but things are going to be crashing around him. I still think there could be a plea deal. That may be the only explanation of why we saw that with the Nine of Pentacles inverted. We're just going to have to wait. But his business is in serious trouble, and the people around him, I think that they're going to lose money. I'm sorry to say. I want to throw cards on whether or not Pence is going to become the president. If Donald Trump is able to complete this term, or if he's just going to be a complete lame duck president. I don't think he's going to complete the term. I think his cards are terrible, but let's just look at Pence. If Pence is going to be, what the odds are that he's going to be the 46th president. Readers are having a real hard time with this. I've looked at other readers and they get the same thing. They just don't know. I think it's the stress. Let me just check in to see how Pence is doing. And if he's suited, or if he's gonna take over the presidency in the event that Trump cannot complete it. All right, let's take a look. Where he is at right now, new beginnings, new offers, but not necessarily where he's at right now. Three of Wands is import, export. He's waiting for his ship to come in. Ace of Cups. This is positive, actually. Where he's at right now, hard at work, focusing on his business, focusing on his coin. Looks like the work is coming to an end. He's got an inverted nightcap straight over him. His current job is ending. What's not going anywhere? Inverted chariot rises above him. What sits below him? Concerns about money, harvesting of money, how the money was made. What sits in the past? His business. I didn't even know this guy had a business. Look at this. Over. Inverted Knight of Pentacles, not going anywhere. Regarding Queen of Pentacles. Drought. His money cards are terrible. Look at that. You do not want to get an Empress card inverted, crossing it with an inverted Chariot. Action, reaction regarding what? Queen of Pentacles. Money. Terrible. Knight of Swords, anger, frustration, emotionally erratic behavior, can sometimes be swift justice. What is around him? Queen of Cups, could be a wife or a partner. Hopes and fears. No growth, no going forward. Inverted Devil card, breaking the shackles, sometimes of addiction, or something that is bound to you that's unhealthy. It can be an unhealthy or toxic relationship that's coming to an end, or it can be an actual drug addiction or some type of an addiction that the person is attempting to overcome. I'm clarifying now, and it looks like thievery, some type of thievery, inability for the thief to escape. If this was his relationship with his wife, there's some tension there with an inverted Five of Pentacles. Hopes and fears, inverted Knight of Cups. What's the fight? It's not good. Honestly, I don't think so. Honestly, now that I'm looking at these cards for Pence, I keep getting the same thing. He needs to take care of himself. Stress, emotional stress, psychological stress. I don't want anyone to suffer. So how I would interpret these cards is that they're actually not necessarily good for Mike Pence to continue on, just because it's breaking whatever the ties are that bind him to the devil, inverted devil card, and inverted Ten of Swords. I would not be surprised with these cards if we saw Mike Pence moving on and not becoming the president at this point, just because his cards are not very good. All right, so that wraps up today's tarot reading and meditation. If people are trying to book for this week, I don't think I have many openings. Maybe I've got one or two, but I don't think I have many openings. Thank you for the work, by the way. I appreciate it. I do have openings the following week. If people are trying to make appointments for telemedicine, medical consultations via telephone, that would be, you can also go to GenBook for that and just click on the telemedicine. So people had asked about that. Okay, thanks everyone for the support and the love. I'm trying to put one of these out every day just because it brings me so much joy to have all of you as friends in the YouTube community. Let me know what you think about today's remote. I really want to hear everybody's opinion, what you've been getting in your own meditations, because I love when people share, because we are all part of the collective, and this channel is co-created by you and by me. In terms of what topics we address and sharing what we see when we meditate. Thanks for watching, everyone. Love and light, and God bless. Thanks for everything. Take care. Bye.